The text Analysis-Isabela is a poem published in 1938, written by the British writer and essayist W.H. Auden, who was inspired by the painting attributed to Bruegel, the other entitled Landscape of the Fall of Hitler. Auden used colloquial language to convey his political and ecological concerns. The work The Landscape of the Fall of Hitler was made by the Dutch painter Peter Bruegel, based on the offensive version of the story in the Metamorphoses. As for the style, it is Renaissance and is characterized by being mannerised by the contrast of classic elements based on beauty, harmony, and unity present in the detail of the landscape. Both poem and painting refer to the mythology of ancient Greece, where Icarus managed to fly with wings made of feathers clothed with wax. But when he approached the sun, the wax melted, falling into the sea and drawing his legs and resting close to the ship's largest angle. Regarding the poem, we can affirm that the speaker has an intimate attitude, and that he expresses his feelings through the description of a concrete fact, such as the visualization of a painting that is the fall of Icarus having its main theme suffering. To carry out the analysis and comparison between the poem and the painting, I am going to talk about four elements: ship, dog, horse, and the king. According to the poem, the element of the boat means human indifference when ignoring the suffering of Icarus, who according to mythology will be falling and sinking, and no one helped him. In verse 19 to 21, it expresses, and the expensive delicate ship that must have seen something amazing, a boy falling out of the sky, had somewhere to get and sail coming on. Here, human characteristics are attributed to the ship by saying that it saw something extraordinary. To reach the destination, it is now Icarus. The ship is dependent on continuity and firmness to reach a destination, only having importance to fulfill the objective, which in this case is to reach its destination, ignoring what happens around it, as happened with the fall, suffering, and death of Icarus. The similarity between the poem and the painting in terms of the elements of the ship refers to the persistence to reach a goal, ignoring the events in the social environment, for this case in particular the fall and suffering of Icarus. As a difference, we can express that the poem speaks of an expensive and delicate ship, and in the painting's characteristics are not noticeable. The dog within the poem is expressing difference of the pain, leading his own life of the dog. It also means the daily life of a being ignorant in his own life, indifferent to everything that surrounds him. In verse 12, it expresses, where the dogs go on with their daily life. Here, a metaphor is evidence in which it says that the dog needs to solely focus on his daily activities. According to the painting, dogs have almost spirituality, but they predominantly to humans by only being faithful to them. It also signifies the daily life that they ignore their environment like their owner, continuing with his activities. The similarity between the poem and the painting in terms of the element of the dog refers to everyday life, as daily activities are carried out without alteration and without noticing the misfortunes that may surround them. The difference is that in the poem it refers to the dog as if he had a bad life, but pictorially he is seen with his owner in a normal activity, taking care of the herd without any inconvenience. The horse represented in the poem another innocent witness, suffering his daily life, doing his work in the field. When in verses 13 to 14 he says, the tortured horse scratches him innocent behind a tree. The tree that scratches make reference to the yoke that he must carry to go on his work in which he suffers. This is seen through the symbol. A horse in the painting means strength and endurance at work when developing a daily task. It is suffering because of the pressure of the man with the yoke. The horse having suffering also ignore the suffering of the other, in this case of Icarus. The similarity between the poem and the painting regarding the elements of the horse refers to the suffering of the horse for wearing a yoke. The difference is in that in the poem it refers to the fact that the suffering is generated by the horse itself, expression of the tree, and the pictorial suffering is generated by the man. Regarding the theme of the poem, this is human insensitivity to the suffering for others who are in their social environment. This is evidence in verse 15 to 19, where he states, the plumber may have heard the splash the forsaken cry, but for him it wasn't an important failure. The sun shone as it had to on the one like disappearing into the great toilet. Establishing to that before the suffering of a being, nobody was moved to unfortunate hell. The theme of the poem is based on the Greek mythology, representing the suffering that Icarus feel when being ignored by people when doing traditional activities in the time to blowing the land, and the love that he by boat works. The main character is Sicario, who suffered a misfortune that is nearby his own, while the painting shows a landscape of humanity and beautiful colors. The poem refers to the reality of human life, while the painting reflects an interpretation of the theme. The poem focuses directly on the theme. When carrying out an analysis between the poem and the painting, we can conclude that the works are based on an aphorism through which it was sought to transmit an idea that did not give place for doubt because of the theme. This is how I concluded with the following aphorism: know the suffering of others. You are not unique in the world.